Hello everyone, and welcome to the ANB Recaps channel. Today, we will be following along with episode 1 of the series Solo Leveling. One day, on Jew Island in South Korea, a swarm of giant, mysterious ant-like monsters suddenly appeared. They took over the island, turning it into their nest. In response, South Korea mobilized numerous hunters in an effort to reclaim the land. On the island, a team of hunters devised a plan to lure the ants out of their nest and eliminate them. However, despite attacking with both physical and magical means, their efforts proved ineffective. The hunters were quickly overwhelmed and devoured by the monstrous creatures. Just as the situation seemed dire, a hunter arrived to rescue them. He swiftly knocked away a red ant attacking the team leader and cast a healing spell to treat their wounds. His name was Bongu, a healing mage. As the ants launched another attack, 2 of Bongu's allies arrived to assist. They effortlessly defeated the creatures, as they were among the strongest S-rank hunters. The red-haired hunter was named Yin-Ho, while the brown-haired one was Unuk. Soon after, a giant white ant, seemingly the leader, appeared and attacked them, but they managed to defeat it with ease. However, their victory was short-lived, as another swarm of similar ants emerged, forcing them to fight at full strength. Yin-Ho powered up, transforming into a Superon, while Unuk unleashed a barrage of lightning bolts to aid in the battle. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the island, another group of hunters was also facing off against a large number of ants. Among them was an S-rank hunter named Choi, who obliterated the red ants in front of him with a single strike. These events raised many questions. Where did these monsters come from? Why didn't the government use advanced modern weaponry instead of relying on hunters for close combat? The answer lay in history. Several decades ago, portals connecting to other space dimensions had suddenly appeared worldwide. Behind these gates were creatures impervious to humanity's conventional weapons. Along with these monsters, individuals with awakened special abilities, known as hunters, began to emerge. Depending on the level of magical power within their bodies, hunters were classified into 6 ranks: S, A, B, C, D, and E. Once awakened, a person's rank remained fixed and could not be developed further. In present-day Seoul, South Korea, a group of low-ranking hunters gathered in front of a dungeon gate. Being a hunter was a lucrative profession, but not everyone possessed the magical power required for it. Among them was a young man with numerous scars on his body, Sung Jin-Woo. As he arrived, everyone greeted him warmly. However, their kindness was not due to his strength. Rather, it was because any dungeon raid that included him was considered extremely easy. He was infamously known as the weakest hunter ever, so weak that even entering an E-rank gate often landed him in the hospital. Do-Hee, a fellow hunter, worried about Jin-Woo's safety. In a previous dungeon raid, the hunters had been much stronger than the dungeon itself, so they had opted not to hire a healing mage to save costs. As a result, when Jin-Woo was injured, there had been no one to heal him. However, he did not blame them, as he knew his injuries were due to his own weakness. Finally, the time came to raid the dungeon. The team leader, Sun Yoon, led the charge. While the other hunters possessed good equipment, Jin-Woo could only afford a basic knife with minimal magic power. His income was so low that this was all he could manage. Hunters earned their money by selling resources collected from dungeons. Strong monsters dropped magical stones that could be crafted into weapons and armor, enabling hunters to fight even more formidable creatures. Additionally, mana stones collected from dungeons were recognized by the government as a perfect green energy source. They were more efficient than hydro, wind, and geothermal energy, and did not pollute the environment like thermal power plants. As a result, hunters played a crucial role in society. Jin-Woo felt a sense of accomplishment after successfully defeating a goblin and collecting a magical stone. However, his carelessness led to him being attacked and seriously injured by another goblin. To make matters worse, the knife he had spent all his money on shattered. Fortunately, an older hunter came to his rescue, and Do-Hee quickly healed his wounds. When he regained consciousness, the team had already defeated the dungeon's boss. Frustrated, Do-Hee scolded him for his recklessness, warning him that if he continued this way, he would eventually lose his life in a dungeon. As the team harvested the loot, someone discovered a mysterious passageway, suggesting that it might be a 2-floor dungeon. According to Hunter Association regulations, they were required to return and report this finding to receive further instructions. However, some team members saw this as an opportunity for greater rewards and were reluctant to leave. They decided to vote on whether to proceed or report back. To everyone's surprise, the votes were tied, leaving Jin-Woo's vote as the deciding factor. Although he knew that venturing further was incredibly dangerous, he had a sick mother in the hospital and a younger sister preparing to start university the following year. Ultimately, he chose to continue, driven by his responsibility to provide for his family. Meanwhile, at the Hunter Association headquarters, a magical power assessment test was taking place. Once the results were revealed, those who demonstrated abilities were immediately recruited by various guilds. Higher-ranked individuals received more benefits. Elsewhere, a purse-snatching incident unfolded on the street. The two thieves believed they had escaped, but suddenly, a young woman appeared in their path. In the blink of an eye, she retrieved the purse and returned it to the victim, causing the thieves to stumble and fall. This woman was none other than Cha Hai-in, an S-rank hunter. Recognizing their idol, bystanders excitedly gathered, hoping to take pictures with her. Embarrassed by the attention, she swiftly leapt onto a nearby building and vanished from sight. Back in the dungeon, Jin-Woo felt guilty for making Do-hee continue when she had been hesitant. He feared she might be angry and unwilling to forgive him. However, to his surprise, she simply asked him to buy her dinner to make up for it. Finally, the team arrived at the gate to the second dungeon. They had never seen a dungeon entrance. With a door like this before, an overwhelming sense of danger filled the air, but the promise of rewards clouded their judgment. Ignoring the warnings of Chairman Go Gan-hee, who had previously stated that dungeons were unpredictable and that hunters gambled with their lives, they proceeded inside. As soon as they entered, flames ignited around them, illuminating massive stone statues. There were no visible monsters, yet an intense sense of unease lingered. Beneath their feet lay a magic circle, while an inscription in ancient text was carved onto a statue resembling the Grim Reaper. The text identified the place as the Karthan Temple and listed 3 commandments: worship God, praise God, have faith in God. Those who failed to follow these commandments would not survive. Suddenly, Do-hee grabbed Jin-Woo's sleeve in fear, claiming she had seen the crowned statue's eye move. He dismissed it as her imagination, until the massive doors slammed shut, locking them inside. Panic spread among the hunters. One hunter, who had opposed entering from the beginning, attempted to flee, but was instantly beheaded by the gatekeeper, Statue's axe. Jin-Woo was horrified. How could such powerful monsters exist in a D-rank gate? Recalling Do-hee's warning, he looked toward the largest statue. It had indeed moved, its gaze fixated on him. Having faced death countless times before, Jin-Woo's instincts screamed danger. He urgently warned everyone to get down, just as a statue resembling Superman fired 2 laser beams. The beams incinerated everything in their path, instantly reducing a teammate to ashes. Fortunately, Jin-Woo acted quickly, grabbing Do-hee and ducking just in time, saving both their lives. The horrifying deaths of their teammates threw the remaining hunters into a state of panic. And that concludes episode 1 of Solo Leveling. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for the latest updates. Loves you all.